is a remake of the 1996 PlayStation game Resident Evil, the first installment in the Resident Evil video game series. The story takes place in 1998 near the fictional Midwestern town of Raccoon City, where a series of bizarre murders have taken place. The players can either take control of Chris Redfield or Jill Valentine's, the STARS agent sent in by the city to investigate these bizarre murders.
Cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris.
Bravo team's helicopter was a derelict. Save for the remaining body of Kevin. We continued our search for the other members, and it turned into a nightmare. This way. Damn it! Make for that mansion!
Each characters have advantages and disadvantages. For example, Chris can take more damage than Jill, but Jill can carry more items and unlock certain doors with a lockpick. Both characters can equip defensive weapons that can save them from taking damage when seized by an enemy. These defensive weapons include a dagger and a unique special weapon Jill can use, a taser, while Chris can shove a grenade into the zombie's mouth and detonate them with a pistol. Shot defensive weapons are limited and can only be used when the player is grabbed by a monster. Resident Evil reveals several key differences between versions. Remastered's gameplay is fundamentally modelled on the 2002 Resident Evil remake, but incorporates a number of important revisions. Controls have been changed in addition to the original Resident Evil tank control scheme. A newer free-form stick-based movement mode has been implemented. Moving the stick now propels players into the direction pressed at a full running speed.
Any room again.
Okay then, I'll try the door on the other side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could easily get lost. Let's start from the first floor.
Okay.
Oh, I almost forgot. It's a lockpick. You'd make better use of it.
Also, the game incorporates a full widescreen support. The 4.3 aspect ratio is still available, but players may now enjoy complete use of their widescreen HD TV screens, since the original 2D backgrounds do not accommodate traditionally 6.19 display. The widescreen effect is accomplished via a smart plan and scan technique, where the developers carefully re-choreographed the camera for each scene and room to give the most immersive and playable field of view for this new version of Resident Evil. In 2015, nearly 20 years since its original release, much of the game feels like a piece of gaming history. That's more interesting from a historical perspective than it is to actually play the game. And yet, if you have the nostalgic feel for a classic horror game, then this is the one for you. Resident Evil may not live up to many modern standards. It may leave me swearing at the screen like a madman that's trying to eat cabbage out of someone's ass, but it kind of reminds me of how cool this game can be at times, just like the older game. But it also brings back wonderful memories of the late nights in front of the PS1 with my older brother, just waiting for that next jump scare. It allows me to relive some fond moments from my past, and it includes just enough visual improvements and control tweaks to make it the best form of doing so. This old school save system can come across as extremely punishing to new players. It forces you to replay tens of minutes or more when you die, and forcing players to make longer treks out of your way in order to get to another save point. This is a struggle for survival at heart of Resident Evil. It extends to its save system, enticing any sort of checkpoints or saving anywhere approach. The game only allows in certain rooms that contain a typewriter, and to top it off, that you must have an ink ribbon in your very tiny inventory in order to save. Left all your available ribbons in an item box elsewhere in the mansion, or have run out completely, too bad, no saving allowed. This game relies on backtracking to go back and collect keys or unlock doors you previously couldn't get into. It can be a piss take, especially when you're going against the dogs who can spam the same shit over and over again. And it doesn't help that you may have forgotten something, so you have to run back all the way to an inventory box to fucking collect it. Why can't they simply just give you a backpack or a carry case like the fanny packs you get in Resident Evil 2 Remake? I get it's kind of like a survival horror aspect to the game, but because you can only carry up to 6 items if you play as Jill. But for Chris, Capcom's like, nah, fuck you, we'll give you 4 slots and give you 2 items, one a lighter and one a fucking shitty combat knife that couldn't even cut a dick off a zombie, let alone kill it, for fuck's sake. Pretty much Jill is the better character to play as. But she is weak compared to Chris, but that doesn't matter. She carries a lockpick as well as 6 slots of inventory, giving you enough time to collect certain items like keys and ink ribbons and health herbs and shotguns. You also can pick up 2 shotguns in this game, which is great. But the boss fights are amazing as well, like the Snake and Lisa, a new character to the remake, is just epic. It is the first time that the Resident Evil has brought in new characters. And the HD graphics on the game look amazing. It scares me still to this day. That first zombie you ever meet still scares me. All in all, this is one of the greatest survival horror games in years. I mean, I've looked at Alone in the Dark, and I've looked at the Silent Hill HD remake for the PS3, which was really crap compared to the Xbox 360 version, which runs a lot more well compared to the PS3 version. But if you want to pick up a decent horror for 2019, pick up Resident Evil 1, the remake. It is probably one of the best horrors you can get, and it comes close to Alien Isolation, another one of the best horror games of this year, or 2018, or whenever it fucking came out. But these are still good horrors to go back to. If you just want to chill and run around and not have to do much, then I recommend just picking up Resident Evil 1, or even not, picking up Code Veronica X. But anyway, this was a short review of this game, and I just wanted to give some pointers of the game and also a bit of my opinions. These are very short reviews, they won't be long ones, and I'll be making a new channel on YouTube. It's going to basically be all about reviews and top 10 games and top 10 other stuff. But anyway, my name is Calm Love OC, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, put a thumbs down and tell your mum to suck a lemon. I'm out. Peace, bros and girls.